for a project, we designed we thought up a little drone to go into flooding like what happened in Boulder, Colorado, and we became friends.
And we also learned information about the floods in Colorado and how it happens.
We also learned a various amount of types of how to engineer a vehicle. Because generally a vehicle has one engine, but we had two with the brain. So then we had to put the motors side by side to have like a two-wheel drive, and then we had to program the brain to do a task, which could be the typhoon, where we have to knock off the water waves.
And also we kind of used our imagination to come up with a name and to build our robot.
How'd you do that?
Well, we were thinking, the name, he's not here, but he came up with the name because
Orange Crush.
he came up with the name. I don't know why he came up with that name.
Like Orioles, and the soda.
Okay, yeah, Orioles and the soda. And the robot,
I invented the name.
its name is Bar.
It's BAR, and it stands for Big Awesome Robot.
And we were also, during our project, we were able to interview the man who's in charge of disaster plans for Johns Hopkins Hospital. And
Dr. House.
so we were able to learn what a hospital like Hopkins might do in case of any kind of emergency, such as technological, man-made, or natural disaster.
What I think was really good about teamwork when we did that was that our coach didn't set this up. Ben set the whole thing up. Because his mom, I think, works at Johns Hopkins.
She works at Kennedy Krieger, and a man that she works with, his name is Dan. He does almost the same thing as Mr. Howie, but he's more of not a senior, and he was able to connect us with Master of Disaster.
Master of Disaster. Is that his
That's
name?
what they call him.
That's the man behind it.
That's his, what would you call it?
Nickname.
No. Title.
His title.
Okay. So, did you go to Hopkins?
Yes,
we went to the hospital.
We went to one of the older parts of it from the original building. And it was at the office.
Well, how did you decide on who was going to do what with all of this today? There's lots of things going on here, right?
We did a random drawing, kind of like for our project. We made teams and stuff, and we each took. Since our project had 3 parts, the Johns Hopkins and the Colorado part, we all got into teams to do different parts.
Okay. Nice.
And for the building, for parts in the competition and the robot, we pretty much, in the parts for the competition, we take turns for each of our rounds and practices going there in each position. And for the building the robot, we put each other in what we did best. Like Ben was programming.
Was design.
He was
Jack was
designing.
engineer.
And I was a little bit of programming and a little bit of building.
Well, me and Tommy we weren't necessarily set one, but me and him were kind of like programmers, but we were also like part of the designers. Like we kind of designed the robot to have the big wheels on the side and go forwards. Not necessarily that.
We worked on the chassis that gets the robot over the obstacles,
And we worked on the four-wheel drive and the forklift we have on it.
Yeah.
And I worked on building the robot.
Building. Okay. What'd you do?
I worked on programming and building.
Nice.
What program did you guys use?
We used
Mindstorm.
the newest Mindstorm edition.
Okay, so was there any time where something went wrong
Yes.
and you had to figure out what
Yes,
to do?
which is today.
Did you just get mad at each other?
No, but today we kind of had an issue because it's like like the boards are all different than the ones that we have at Mr. Berry's house. So then like ours is put up against the wall, but the ones here are like all like separated. Like there's like a quarter inch, so we have to line it up on the lines. It's kind of an issue, but now we're trying to make bumpers to go outside of it, so then we can push it off but still have our original shape.
Yeah, the wheels were a little off.
Yeah, so we have to fix that too.
Yeah, lopsided wheels, so we fixed that. When we have a problem like this, usually what we will do is we will put our heads together, the engineers and even the programmers. We will figure out what would be the best solution, and then we tackle it, and either changing the program or either making the differences in the robot, or both.
Okay.
Speaking of that, we need to figure out how to get that plane because it was higher up than we expected.
Yeah.
We just let it pass.
I think we have, I'm going to ask one last question. Is that all right? Okay, time for one last question. So today, I'm sure you came here and you'd like to win, but if you don't win today, what's your reaction would be like?
I'm really good because you don't know. Because I was watching some videos and it was about a team who goes there every single year and they don't necessarily win, but they keep on learning like how to make the robot better and how to like suit different like certain obstacles. So what I'm gonna try to learn from here is like I'm gonna try to observe other people who we're gonna be going against and kind of see if their ideas. So then the following year, if there's an obstacle that follows that, we should make a design that doesn't copy theirs, but kind of has their attachment.
Off of it.
Yeah.
And also, this is my personal thing. I just liked how we got to learn about the robots. I don't really care about the competition. I just liked how we were there and we were learning about how to make them. And maybe next year, who knows, other people can win and we might get closer and closer.
Yeah, we're a rookie team. So
Yeah, we
every
did stuff.
year-
Yes.
Some of us,
Yeah.
they were in 5th grade
fifth
Lego
grade
robotics, but we're in 5th grade, so instead of us doing the 5th grade robotics, we joined this team.
Which this is my first year of robotics, even though I'm in 6th grade. We went all to the same school. But I was doing football at the time, and I broke my knee that football season, so I couldn't do robotics. So then Mr. Berry emailed my mom and said, hey, does Jackson want to do robotics? And I said yes. And it was really fun.
Okay.
Glad I did.
I'd like to add that, so we may not win this year, and that's okay, because I've learned a lot about how to build robots and even Legos out of scratch. And I've also learned that the values of this teamwork, and that I can walk away from this competition, win or lose, and know that I've got great friends, and that more knowledge, and that we can try again next year, just like Jackson and Max were saying.
Those are good mentalities to have.
Yeah.
And we need to go clapping in the spring.
Yeah.
Thank you. It was great to meet you all and good luck.
Yes, it was.
Thank you.
Bye.